Una de mis fantasías será si algún día yo conocería con él. That's all I can say. Hi, I'm Dorit Kemsley from the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, and these are 25 things you don't know about me. One thing I will never do is get married again. I mean, I might wear the wedding gown, somewhere in my own closet, but yeah, I'd like to stay married to PK for the rest of my life. The thing I'm most proud of are my children, for sure. Celebrity crush I had growing up was Jean-Claude Van Damme, and I was obsessed with him. And I remember my best friend's grandfather was retired, and just for fun, he would work at this movie theater. And so they would get these Jean-Claude Van Damme posters, and he would always, when the movie was out of the cinema, he would collect the posters and he would give them to me. And it was like my most prized possession, and I had them in my room, and I would just be like, "Oh, I love you, Jean-Claude Van Damme. I love you." And I used to say to my mother, like, I'm definitely going to marry him, Una de mis fantasías será si algún día yo conocería con él. That's all I can say. One of my biggest dreams was that I would marry him. No, definitely not. And I don't think I would choose him now or today. But when I was 13, oh, he was like, my dream guy. Yes, we had several. We had a monkey. We had minor birds. We had two dogs, a chocolate Labrador retriever named Skippy and a Doberman Pinscher named Travis. When I was a kid, I wanted to be a cowgirl. I was 6 years old, and I loved horses, and I said to my dad, I want to be a cowgirl when I grow up. And he said, well, it's I don't know, it's kind of hard to earn a living. And so I said, okay, I'll shift. And then I used to watch Divorce Court. I know this is pretty wild. I was probably too young to be watching that, but I had like an obsession with it. And I loved the whole, I said, I want to be a lawyer. I think I'd be a great lawyer. So from the age of right after cowgirl until, probably high school, I thought I was going to be a lawyer. My mother was born in Tangiers. My father's from Israel. I've been to Israel a handful of times. I've never been to Tangiers. And my mother grew up in Argentina, and I haven't been to Argentina either. My favorite memory of going to Israel was when we took a family trip. I was about 8 years old, and I had my aunt and some cousins, and we really we covered everything. We went to all the touristy places, and Jerusalem and Masada, and we even went to Eilat, which was, like this really beautiful vacation spot. It was a magical summer trip. I loved it. If I didn't live in California, I would live in New York City because I love New York City. I love that you can walk around everywhere. I am a Broadway girl. New York holds a very special place in my heart. It's where I met my husband. It's where my son was born. And it's definitely my city. My guilty pleasure is shopping, for sure. The most extravagant thing I bought recently was a vintage black and white diamond Cartier necklace. The best concert I've ever been to was Culture Club at the Greek Theater. I had all the housewives there, and George and Culture Club were incredible that night, and Gladys Knight made an appearance, and we had dinner with her afterwards, and it was a magical, beautiful concert. My favorite memory with Boy George was when he was teaching Jagger to crawl, and he was in our living room on all fours, saying, "Jagger, it's just like this, just do this." And he's crawling around the living room. And Jagger was just looking at him like, What is this big guy adult doing crawling around on the floor? I speak Spanish, Hebrew, and Italian. I learned Italian pretty much when I moved there. My mother's first language is Spanish, and so she spoke to my grandparents in Spanish, and my grandparents didn't really speak English very well. So I sort of learned with them. And Hebrew, my father's Israeli, my mother speaks Hebrew as well, and my mom and dad speak Hebrew together. We weren't raised speaking Hebrew, but it's definitely a language I wanted to learn, and so I just started to learn in my teenage years, and and then thereafter. No, I don't have any musical or dance talents. I'd like to think that I'm a very good dancer, but I'm not sure everyone would agree with that. And I did play the piano when I was younger. I was a very good break dancer when I was younger, but I don't think I could do that anymore. I don't know. I did in Israel that same summer in Eilat. That's the summer I was talking about that's so magical. We were at this nightclub, funny enough, at this resort that we were in. So clearly it was probably a kid-friendly club. And there was like a dance competition for kids. And I think I won by doing like some break dancing. But yes, I won and I got a trophy and I was so happy. The biggest Housewives regret was definitely Pantygate with Erica. Yeah, I take that back for sure. Yes, it's true. I am doing a bridal collection. It is Dorit and Nektaria. I'm super excited about it. We just launched. We dropped the first 8 to 10 styles, part of the Dream Sequence, and it is available in retail bridal stores all over the world. You can go to Nektaria.com and see which retail stores or book a trunk show. Very, very, very excited about it. It's beautiful and there is a lot more to come.